Our story starts with Ryota, as he opens his eyes to find that he had been teleported to another world. And to his surprise, a cute girl called Emily tells him that he is a drop item from a slime she defeated, which they normally drop bean sprouts. At first he wonders if she is sane, then she demonstrates to him. When a slime appears, she defeats it, and collect the bean sprouts that dropped from it. Emily explains that they are the drop item for this level 1 dungeon, and everything in this world is a drop item from dungeon monsters. Later on, she tells him that she's too weak, and when she levels up, she will go to the next dungeon level. He's shocked that people can level up, and she shows him by heading to the status board, as she is currently at level 3 and her ceiling is level 40. Ryota concludes from her stats that she's a typical power-based person. In the status second page, it displays her drop stats for various categories. He observes that she has very low stats, and Emily explains that higher drop stat levels increases the quantities of dropped items. Ryota tries it and checks his own stats. He is depressed that he is a level 1 and his ceiling is also level 1, which means that it's impossible to level up. However, his drop stats is all an S rank, which Emily thinks it is very low, according to the alphabet order, but Ryota knows that S rank is the highest. He tests his theory and asks for a weapon, then Emily lends him her hammer, which happens to be extremely heavy, so she gives him a bamboo spear. He defeats a slime, and both are amazed by the amount of bean sprouts that dropped. He wonders if she has ever gotten this amount, which she denies seeing it before, and now he knows that S rank is above a rank. Suddenly, his stomach rumbles, and Emily suggests they eat together. They set up camp and she prepares some of the bean sprouts, which Ryota finds delicious. Suddenly, his tears run down, as it has been so long since he sat down to eat a warm meal with someone, and he remembers his miserable previous life. Emily hugs him and assures him that one's efforts always pay off in the end, then he calms down and thanks her. He later inquires about a place to stay, and she tells him about the town just outside the dungeon, and she also reveals that she lives in the dungeon, because her drops are low and she can't afford to rent a place to stay. Before he leaves, Emily gives him her bamboo spear and explains that he will have a hard time without a weapon. Ryota promises that he will return it someday, then they introduce themselves officially, and she finds his name is a bit strange for her. Later on, Ryota takes notes of how things work in this world, as the currency is called pilos, and the bean sprouts he got are worth 200 pilos, and a room rental for one night is 2,000 pilos. He starts his journey by looting bean sprouts from level 1 slimes, and he is glad that has this overpowered skill, despite he is a level 1, which is so perfect for this world. Soon after, he brings Emily to a rundown house, telling her that he rented it with 3 days' earnings. She is shocked to hear that it is 20,000 pilos a month, and the guy has heavy bags under his eyes as he hands her the key and asks her to live here instead of the dungeon. Emily is humble and can't accept such a gift, but he tells her that he appreciates her delicious soup. Before he leaves, she holds him back, informing him that she will make the soup he enjoys for the rest of her life, so he understands that she wants them to stay together. He later goes to Urza with more bean sprouts, which she buys them for 2,000 pilos. She also tells him that the monsters in the second level drops carrots. She later tells him about a new dungeon that came out recently, and its name is Nihonium. She also reveals that the Neptune group is currently investigating it, as they are the most powerful organization in the world. Before leaving, Urza asks him to a date, but he politely declines, as Emily is waiting for him at home. He later goes home, and when he opens the door, he finds Emily already waiting for him. She welcomes him as he sees the house is warm and clean. They sit down and discuss the new dungeon. Emily adds that it is a useless dungeon, where nothing drops at all. This catches Ryota's attention, because in a world where everything drops in dungeons, the idea of one that drops nothing is very intriguing. He decides to explore it, and he gets attacked by a powerful skeleton, which he takes it out with some good luck. The monster drops a seed, which disappears in Ryota's hand. Suddenly, a system voice alerts him that his HP has been increased by 1, and he then informs Emily, and she is stunned to witness that it has increased to C rank. Emily joins him in finishing skeletons, but she doesn't get any drop seed, and she also can't pick the seeds that belongs to Ryota. In addition, he's the only one that can hear the system's voice. Soon after, his HP reached S rank, and it's the first time Emily has seen someone getting stronger without leveling up, and Ryota concludes that this dungeon is a stat-increasing dungeon for S ranks only. Later, Ryota goes to the second level of the Tellula dungeon. He faces a stronger slime and takes a hit, but he doesn't feel anything because of his S rank HP. He defeats the slime and it drops a giant carrot, but before he can collect it, another slime approaches him, and another party defeats it before it gets near, and he notices that his carrot is way bigger than their carrot. They check his rank and make fun of him, before they take their small carrot and leave. He turns around and he's confronted by a bunny girl, who hits him on the head stating that she hates low levels, and she's confused when her attack does nothing and leaves. Ryota heads back home and gives Emily some big carrots, and she is amazed by the size of his carrots. Suddenly, someone knocks on the door, and when Ryota opens it, he finds the bunny girl standing there. She hits him on the head again, before confessing her love to him. Maybe she wants his big-sized carrots. Emily is standing behind him, wondering what the deal with her. And that's the end of the video. Please tell me your opinion, and like the video. Take care, and stay tuned for the next episode.